Live in a culture that treats rest like an interruption, something you only do when you've earned it or when you are crushed. But here's the truth: rest is not the opposite of productivity, it's what makes productivity possible. Today, I'm breaking down why high achievers who don't rest end up less effective, less creative, and less stable, and why truly successful leaders treat rest like a strategic business decision, not a luxury. Here's the first fact of the day. If you burn out, you become the bottleneck. Rest is not the opposite of productivity, it's the fuel for it. It is not being able to rest doesn't mean you're lazy, doesn't mean you're unproductive. If anything, it's what helps you become even more productive. Because like I said initially, if you burn out, you become a bottleneck. So why do leaders fail to rest? First one is guilt. They feel like if I stop, things will fall apart. Next one is the identity tied to output. Certain individuals feel like their whole life is only based on their productivity, their work, how much they were to achieve in a week, in a day, in a month, in a year. And so they drive and they drive and they drive. Now, there's also the hyper responsibility mindset. By hyper responsibility, what I mean here is you now feel like everything, no matter how tiny the detail is your responsibility. Every single thing, which causes so much more problems than you can ever think of. Last reason is fear of being seen as lazy or replaceable. Some people are so terrified of being seen as, oh, this person is very lazy. You're not lazy. You are able to identify the fact that you need rest in order to become productive. Rest is not pause, it's processing. When you rest, your brain consolidates your memory and learning. It repairs emotional exhaustion, refocuses, it restores focus and self-control, and it even helps you to generate new ideas when you're offline. But unfortunately, most leaders don't see this because society has created a picture of the highly successful individual who is always working. So, here is science of rest and productivity. As I said earlier, rest improves your focus and decision making. It helps improve your emotional regulation, your innovation, and your memory consolidation. By memory consolidation, what I mean here is that your brain is more able to remember things and retain information and process information better when it has been allowed to rest. Because it is only during your REM sleep that your brain does that processing. And by REM sleep, I mean deep sleep. Chronic exhaustion reduces productivity by up to 40%. High performers don't outwork everyone, they outrecover everyone. Rest does not equal doing nothing. Unfortunately, most people have this very terrible picture of what rest is. They feel like, oh, if you're resting, you're just doing nothing. No, that's not the case. Rest includes sleep, deep breathing, walking, taking a walk, having a creative hobby, a social connection, perhaps a prayer, a reflection, whatever the case may be, something that is one, not work, two, doesn't stress you out, rather helps you re-energize yourself, rejuvenate your mind, put that step back in your step. And there are a few different things you can do, as I've listed here. My personal favorite is a creative hobby or sleep. And that's not a bad thing, it's actually a very good thing. Now, Rest is also a very strategic business move. Leaders who rest avoid costly emotional decisions. They're able to lead with clarity, not panic. These 2 points are tied together in some way because the more you are able to rest, the less easily triggered you are. In another video, we have also discussed emotional triggers, and unfortunately, one of them is a lack of rest because your brain is constantly firing on all cylinders. It now makes it difficult to regulate your own emotions, and so you lead more often than not with panic and reaction. But leaders who rest are able to avoid both of those things. They become a model for sustainability for their teams, and they have a longer career longevity. They're able to have a longer career because they're able to manage their rest properly and know when to stop working and when to continue. And here's if you have a very busy schedule, like you're always having to work all the time, here's something you can try. 5 minutes, no phones in between meetings. For 5 minutes, don't use any phones, don't do any meetings, just sit and do nothing. There's also the blocking of no decision hours. So in other words, maybe 2 hours every day, give or take your own time schedule. You do an hour every day where you make no decisions on anything. You're not thinking about anything. The next one is one screen free lunch day. No screens. No talking to anybody, no work done, nothing, nothing. Just focus on eating lunch and enjoying the meal. The next one is a 24-hour reset every week. Now that's 24 hours should more often than not be split into the different days of the week. Collectively, it's 24 hours where you have a reset in your mind before you start your new week. And then the quarterly unplugged days. Vacation days are very, very important. Now, if you don't rest, the reality is you will pay for it elsewhere. You don't avoid the cost of rest. It just shows up in some of these examples I'm going to be talking about, where, as I said earlier, you are constantly irritated with people. You're slow to think under pressure. You make mistakes that could be avoided. There's an increase in your regrets, your resentment, or you just plain collapse because your brain is screaming at you, I need sleep. I need rest. You are overworking me. It's like a red light blinking sharply in your brain, going, alert, alert, alert. Stop working. It's important to rest in those moments. And even before it gets to that point, because you want to ensure that you have an increased quality of life and you're able to work more efficiently that way rather than just doing a go, 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 go scenario. You need to have time for rest. Now, here's the challenge I want you to pick this week. Pick any one of these, either a tech free hour daily or a weekly slow morning or one weekly slow morning, whatever the case may be. It's up to you. Rest is not the enemy of ambition. Rest is what protects ambition from self-destruction. You cannot lead long term if you are always running on fumes. So your challenge for this week is to pick one of these 4 items on the screen and diligently do one of them. And let me know in the comments which one you do, and then come back here to let me know how well you did. So comment below what the hardest part about resting for you. And if you want a structured play, you want a structured way to build a sustainable, burnout-proof growth plan, check the link in the bio. I've built a personal growth plan for leaders who want longevity and not collapse. And of course, please like, subscribe for more videos. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.
Okay, let's go.